Good day. On this lesson, we'll be focusing on simple and compound interest for both grade 10s and also grade 11s. It's also applicable to grade 12s as well, but I'll be focusing mostly on simple and compound interest for grade 10s. So without wasting any time, let's go straight to our lesson. So first thing first, we need to ask ourselves, what is a simple interest? Mostly a simple interest is the type of interest that you'll find whenever you have sort of like done a calculation where there's an amount which was invested. So if you're given 50 Rand, let's say your pocket money at home is 50 Rand. So the money that you're given on that day, we call that amount the principal amount. So if you decide instead of buying quota or any food at school, you're gonna invest that 50 Rand. That 50 Rand in a year or 2 years time, if you are given an interest, maybe from a bank, that money will come back with an acquired amount. So meaning if maybe you have 50 Rand, there's a big chance that in 2 years time, your money might be worth 55 Rand or 60 Rand, depending on the interest the bank will be giving you. So the money that you have initially, or the money that you want to invest, we call that the principal amount. So this is the formula that you're going to have to use in grade 10. Whenever you're given that, just need to know what A stands for, what P stands for, and what I and also N stands for. So, like I said before, P is your principal amount, the money that you'll be given, and then your interest is the interest rate that will cause that money to increase depending on how many years the money will be invested. So N is the time period in years, can be 2 years, can be 5 years, that will be your N. I is your interest rate. And then they always give us the interest rate as a percentage. So whenever you're given the interest as a percentage, you will need to divide the given amount by 100 and then leave it as a decimal. You will see when you do questions, leave it as a decimal. That will be your interest rate or your I. So the formula for simple interest, it's a lovely formula like that. And then I also want to cover also what we call the compound interest. So the compound interest, again, we have the principal amount. The same 50 Rand that you are given will also undergo another different type of interest. So if you're given 50 Rand again, it can also undergo what we call a compound interest, meaning we can have the same amount, principal amount undergoing either simple or compound interest. So now the formula is a bit different from the previous one. Here now for compound, the formula is still as A, still as P, still as I, and still N. The difference is that on the other one, remember we're multiplying your I and your N. Here, our N becomes an exponent. So whatever the years they're giving you, that becomes an exponent. And then again, don't forget A, that's our acquired amount, and then P is the principal amount. And then again, interest will be given to you as a percentage, meaning multiplied by 100, and then time is the N that will be given to you in years. For those ones who are doing grade 11 and 12, there's another way that you need to work whenever you're given a compound formula, which I'll cover in another different video for grade 11 and grade 12s. But for grade 10s, your I will always be I that's given to you. It won't change. But for other grades, I'll do another different video for you guys. And then let's just do a practice question, which I think is always good to do. So we're being told that Tavo wants to invest. Okay, Tavo was given 4,000. Okay, so he wants to invest that amount for 5 years. So there's a bank called Tate. So the bank Tate is offering him a savings account which pays simple interest at a rate of 12.5% per annum. So that's our I there. And then there's another bank called Soweto Bank, which is offering Tavo under savings account, but this one is in compound interest. And then the interest for Soweto will be 10.4, meaning our IEA is 10.4. And then they're asking us the question, which bank will give, I don't know why I said same here, but Tavo will give Tavo the highest amount after 5 years. So we've been given a question now. Tavo wants to invest in two different banks. Okay, he was given an option to invest in two different banks. So we're being asked, which bank do you think will give Tavo more amount? So you need to go and investigate the two different interest which have been given. So I think the best thing I can just do here is just to do a line just to separate the two. So here I'm going to focus on the first one, which is Tata Bank. So here I'll be focusing on Tata Bank. Then here I'm going to focus on Soweto Bank. So now, first thing that I always advise is to take out what's given. So we know we're given a principal amount of 4,000. So meaning our P for both banks will be 4,000. That's our principal amount that Tower is having. So the principal amount will be 4,000 that Tower is having. And then for Tata Bank, just be careful. For the first bank, we know we're given an I of 12.5%. That is for the first bank, which is called Tata Bank. So we're given 12.5% on that one. And then we know that the N is 5 years, because that's what we want to investigate after 5 years. So I mean the N will be 5 years there. And then we don't know what amount will be. So the acquired amount, we don't know what it will be, meaning our acquired amount will be what I'm investigating, which is our A. And then let's go to the Soweto Bank now. I'll just call it SB, just call it Soweto Bank, and then TB as the Tata Bank. So for Soweto Bank, again, let's check what's given. Again, principal amount is the same in both banks now. So again, for Soweto one will also be 4,000. That Tower is given, so it'll be 4,000 for that bank. And then for interest for Soweto Bank, we're being told that it's undergoing compound at 10.4% per annum. So that'll be that. So it'll be 10.4% per annum. That is for that bank there, percentage. And then lastly, we know N is the same throughout. It's 5 years. That's our target years that we're investigating. And then lastly, we don't know the acquired, which we're looking for. So our acquired, we don't know. That's what we're investigating also for Soweto Bank. So when you go to the first bank here, remember they said the first bank is offering simple interest. So first thing first is to do the formula of simple interest. Just be careful of that. Don't mix the formulas now. So the first thing that you must do is simple interest formula, which we know it will be P outside, and then you open a bracket, then you've got 1 plus I, which is our interest, and then multiply, just put a multiply, there's a dot, and okay, this looks somehow, just move the other dot there, just call it IN to avoid so many dots coming up. It's just become IN, yeah, okay, that will be our formula for that one. So now we're given everything. The aim is to find A. So we're given everything. We're given the P. We're given the I. 1 we know it's going to come back as 1. So it'll be 4,000 when there's P here. Just go to P and put 4,000 and then open a bracket. And then we've got 1 plus interest. We know for Tata it was 12.5%, which you must divide by 100. So the easy thing that you can do here is to divide 12.5 by 100. That'll give us a value. Just want to make sure that Excel makes our life a bit easy. But for the ones who are using Casio or the ones which are more advanced Casios, the answer will get it straight up. But if you want to be careful, you can divide 12.5 by 100, which will give us 0. Just put it here that we'll divide your 12.5% by 100 because percentage means 100, so you must divide that by 100. So every time you're given an I, you must divide I by 100, meaning our I here will come back as 0.125 because that's percentage. So it will come back as 0.125 as a decimal. And then lastly, just put a dot to show multiplication by n. N we know it's going to be 5 now. So from there onwards, I've got everything, which is probably done very well now. So you just need to put everything, all the values in the calculator. So we know we're going to have 4,000 outside. Then open a bracket. We're going to have 1 plus our interest, which is 0.125. Multiply that by our n, which is 5. Then close the bracket. And I'm getting an acquired amount of 6,500. So meaning in 5 years time, that 4,000 that Tower is investing, it will be worth around 6.5 thousand, which is an increase by 2.5, which I still feel is a bit low, but it's better than nothing. Remember at the beginning, but 5 years is a long time. You can't wait 5 years to get only 2.5 in return, according to me. But you guys can have different opinion. But I just feel like to only earn that much in that duration is just not worth it. And then we also have got here where Soweto is offering compound. So again, first thing is the formula for compound. You know it will be P here, and then you open a bracket, then you've got 1 there, and then plus our interest, and then remember now it becomes exponent n. That's our compound formula. Same thing applies now. Just go and put the given values as they are. Don't forget interest, you must divide by 100. We have it as 10.4. So before you even do anything, because it's percentage, just divide that 10.4 by 100. Then you'll get decimal value. So you divide that by 100 to get the decimal value. So meaning P we know again is the same as the other bank, which was 4,000. So you put 4,000 there, and then open the bracket. We know it's going to be 1 plus interest. It will be 10.4 divided by 100 to so they can get the value as a decimal. So it will be 0. It will give us an I of 0.104. So 0.104 is our interest of decimal. And then to the power of n, we know it's 5 because it's the same throughout, it's going to be 5. And then from there onwards, just put everything as they are, and then that will give us the value. So just go and put 4,000 outside, open a bracket, 1 plus 0.104, and then you close the bracket, and then you do an exponent now. So it will be an exponent of 5 this time around. So I'm getting an exponent of 5 this time around, and then it's giving me a value of 6. So it's coming close to the other one. So it's going to be 6,000, and then 5 and 60. And I'm just going to put this 2 decimal 0.02. So that will be the amount that you'll be getting using the Soweto Bank. So again, 5 years, not so much, but yeah, that's what you get. So years 6.5 on the dot when you invest with the first bank, and then it's getting a slight increase of 60 rand when you invest with Soweto Bank. So the question here was asking which bank account will give Thabo more amount. It's gonna be the second bank, which is the Soweto Bank. So Soweto Bank is the one that will give Thabo more amount, but not so much. But in terms of money, still a lot, because you can buy a lot of things with 60 rand, because it's getting 60 rand more with the second bank. So it's still a lot because it's getting 6 rand more. So meaning Soweto Bank is the bank that you will advise Thabo to use, because he gets more amount than if you use the Tata Bank. But yeah, it's still a lot of money. You can do some bit of traveling, moving around, or going to a mall and buy some food with that amount. Even though it might look small, but it's still a lot. So advice will be advise Thabo to use the Soweto Bank because it's giving him more money. So yeah, like I said before, this content will cover for grade 11s and also grade 10s and also grade 12s. And then that will be that. And then I'll do a separate video for grade 11s and grade 12. This one only covers mostly grade 10s, because I know some of you will be surprised why the interest remain like that. But remember, I'll do a separate one for you guys. Thank you very much, guys.